Hi everyone, it's Kosher MGTOW, back again with more experiences of previous situations that may or may not be driving me up a flippin' wall. Imagine that you're going out with a Jewish girl and you're having all these conversations about best friends or themselves in the past, and then you have to go through their poop test to hear their responses. And there's no right answer at all whatsoever. And it goes on and on and on all night long about one topic. But why? Because they refuse to admit that your argument is good, and the women want to proclaim that they are always right. I had this one friend who was dating and courting a Jewish woman, and at first they started off as random friends, but then they started a relationship, and they did it without telling anyone else about it, including their very, very best friends, only up until the point that people found out that they were either engaged or that the woman was pregnant. To sort out all the details, I have a feeling that the man was giving up all of his finances and resources and possessions so that the woman could give up her body in some sort of form of submission. How about when you're at a Jewish event and you're trying to get with one of the girlfriends in a group of girls? Virtually impossible. There is like advanced macking technique where if you have an odd number of men with an odd number of women, you got a shot in heck of making that happen. But for example, you have friends of theirs trying to sabotage your friendship, your relationship, your courtship, even before this thing could even get started. And the whole point is because the girlfriends want to continue to go out in their group. They want their friend to be single. They want to continue to have fun and go out and hang out with all kinds of random men and do whatever the heck that they do. And or they're stealing them for their own, selfish exploits. A lot of times it's a race to see, who can get her first and find out if she's any good in the sack, and then you have to move on from there. Hypergamy is real. There are a lot of times I've seen one man being replaced by another man for a lot of reasons due to attractiveness, status, money, more emotional support, being of bigger size, having abs, having a bigger manhood in their pants. See her with another man, and then you observe and you ask yourself, what is the big deal about him? Why are you with 5'5" man when you are 6 foot tall woman, and he's balding and he's not very attractive? His nose is about the size of a football field, and why are you with that guy? Oh, well, he probably paid full price. Who knows? What really is annoying is when you are trying to chase after somebody, again, trying to get in their pants, and things aren't working out that well, but then you overhear that someone else got it with far less effort. They snuck right in. I mean, there's an expression. They say it's not your girl, it's just your turn. Well, what if it's not even your turn? I remember distinctly being friends with a girl for a number of years. I thought things were going well. We even planned a trip together to go somewhere, to go to Las Vegas. And although what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, I'm revealing on Kosher MGTOW what happened. We get to Vegas, we get to the room, everything's going well, we spend time together, everything's going okay. Go to and from casinos, to and from swimming pools, to and from walking on the strip, to and from this sports book, that entertainment venue, this, and this. And then there's a point where we're nude together. And I'm thinking to myself, this is finally going to happen. And then it doesn't. All these stories are popped out of nowhere where she's telling all these stories about all these other men that she's been with all these other different races and for all these meaningless bedroom activities. Oh, I don't want to mess up our friendship. I was just curious. I can't even think. Come on. I had one friend in particular, went to UNLV, got married and divorced almost instantaneously. They were opposites. And some people say opposites attract, but when the man is super social and the woman is extra introverted and shy and doesn't say anything, you just got two Jews with two different personalities, and eventually one revolted over the other, and then years later that man is he's just not into the idea of dating or marrying Jews anymore, and then he gets with some Indian woman. I mean, literally just marrying outside of the Jewish faith entirely. There was one couple that I was very, very aware of that was forever engaged. They would never ever make a date in order to get married at all whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I learned later on they were in an open relationship. And the guy in particular was taking these boner enhancing pills from Mexico, probably that were pennies on the dollar compared to the Viagra Cialis and the 550 other alternatives out there. And then he asked me one day casually at a social event, hey, do you want to invest in some of these? I can get you some too. Well, years and years later, the dude dropped dead. It might have been from those boner enhancing pills. People, do not take generic boner enhancing pills. You don't know what the heck they're putting in those things. I've had experience dating Asians, dating Indians, dating black. And sometimes I found that, you can have the most payout with those women in terms of return on investment, less work and time commitment, by far in comparison to dating Jewish women entirely. The men want to spread their seed. I had one friend in particular who had a very strange upbringing, was adopted or something in the first place, but he was raised Jewish. But he had a direction for his desires, and he was the type of guy that desperately wanted to date a single Jewish mother. He wanted the feeling of being a dad without actually being one. And I just find that, look, from the outside looking in, that is an emotionally draining experience when 2 years down the road, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, that child gets older and they reject you for not being their real dad. And then the woman goes absolutely crazy, the family is crazy, and it turns into a 3-act play and everyone's driving each other up a wall. You're trying to use some pickup skills to go to a bar, not a Jew party, just go to a bar, meet a woman, try to get and court them, try to get with them, maybe have a one-night stand. I mean, these are not necessarily the highest quality of women at all whatsoever to try to get with. It's a little frustrating when you find out later in life that women have a sexual peak in their 30s in comparison to men in their late teens. But when you have the woman in their 30s and they are at an advanced level in terms of what they want and desire, it's a lot harder for you to try to please them because they have higher expectations. You want to date a girl, but unfortunately she doesn't want to necessarily go out with you until she has the approval from friends and parents in terms of something long-term. And you got to pass a variety of poop tests.
Oh, was he nice? Did he take you home on time? Did he look good? What did he wear? Did he pay? It wasn't too long of a date, was it? Did you guys make out? Did you make him wait? Maybe even a month or two? Do you really like him?
I don't know if you might remember, but the Cosmopolitan magazine, or one of those magazines that you would find on the aisle of the checkout aisle of the Quickie Mart, it would say the 3-date rule. They insisted that you had to go out with somebody for 3 dates before you decided whether or not you were going to have bedroom relations with them. We're in 2020 now, and that is no longer valid. The whole process of paying a fee to get on the ride, yeah, that actually legit is the way things go. The questions that she has for the guy, what can he do for me? Can he give me money? Can he give me a bigger status, more job advancement? Is it possible for him to make me more affluent by making me meet new people that are more affluent or higher status with more money so I can monkey branch to the next highest and better man that has the more resources? Most certainly a possibility. How about the woman that has this entire list of criteria and rules before you can even date them? It's almost like you're telling the kid in your SUV before you go into the store, hey, look, we're going into the store, here are the rules. Like, they can't be hiding other mates. They got to, all these non-negotiables before they even go out. The guy must pay. He must meet my father. He must impress me. It's really intriguing when you see the behavior of a woman or multiple women when they see a desirable man walk into a room. They deliberately attempt to impress the man that they want versus all the other men that are around them that have any interest at all whatsoever. They are declared totally invisible once this other man walks into the room. The man could be wearing jewelry or, use grooming techniques and stuff, but I don't know if you know this, but some men at Jew parties, they are surrounded by several women at once. Is this a strategy? Is he there to protect them? Does he just know one of the girls? Is he a brother of one of them? Is he just a close friend? What is this guy's role? Is he buying them drinks all night long? Is this guy even Jewish in the first place? Why is he hanging out with random Asians on Christmas Eve, the matzah ball bash, whatever? Something that's really peculiar is that Jewish women have very, very dirty minds. And if you overhear some of their conversations in the bathroom, or you stand in the vicinity of the bathroom, or just listen to podcasts, you can hear questions like, "Oh, what's his day like?" And then you can overhear conversations of them in the bathroom on podcasts. No holds barred. You just eavesdrop on all that. And you get all the info that you need to know about women only...
Was he only there for one thing? He seems like he's super nice. Is he an asshole? Is he edgy? Does he have a little bit of drama in his life? Does he have any exes or baggage?
You're trying to find out about if the girl has a My Free Cams. You're looking up on the Instagram and the Facebook and the Twitter to see if you can find any details, and then you find all these My Free Cams and OnlyFans, and then you're trying to find out information that way. There's something to be said about women that chase after the men that they want. I mean, they could be super hyper aggressive. They can stalk you and constantly asking, "Where are you? What are you doing?" And then the constant text messages over and over and over again. And the increased contact frequency and being thirsty and creepy with this obsession. "What are you doing? Where are you going?" And then they'll friend request you as someone else to see and communicate to find out if you're cheating or hiding information. And then they stick radars on your car so that they make sure that if you say that you're going somewhere, that you actually go to the place you said you were going to go in the first place. You know, the success with getting Jewish women at some of these Jew parties varies from town to town. I mean, believe it or not, I could go to New York, and within a matter of 30 minutes at a New York Jew party, I could be out of there getting something and moving on to the hotel room and X, Y, and Z. That quickly. Now, I'm not saying that the girl's a perfect 10 or maybe even a solid 7. I mean, we're talking about a 49er or, a 4 or 5 or who knows. I mean, we're not talking about a gem. But in terms of Chicago, it's like a schlong fest. If you go to a Jew party in Chicago, it's literally a schlong fest. It's just surrounded by men, very few women, almost 10 to 15 men for every woman that's there. And one of the main reasons is I think that a lot of the women are looking for other women now, and they would rather be with a woman as opposed to being with a man. How messed up is that? And what kind of rabbi would have agreed to that and said, "Hey, yeah, that's cool, that's efficient. You can go ahead and get with other Jewish women, and it's all good and dandy." Bottom line, if there's any sort of political differences and she accuses you of being a misogynist, it's done even before it gets started.
Oh, you don't believe in gay marriage? You like Donald Trump? You dislike cops, but you want law and order? What kind of person are you?
I'm just touching upon different experiences. I know that people are getting in and out. They're watching 2.5 seconds of every channel to see, do I like this channel? Do I like that channel? Do I even want to have anything to do with this channel? I mean, they're not even putting comments. They're just hurrying up, running away. Click like, subscribe if you like the goodies. If you don't like the goodies, whatever. You want to leave a comment, great. If you don't want to leave a comment, I don't blame you. Welcome to Kosher MGTOW. Goodbye from Kosher MGTOW. Maybe I'll have more information for you the next time.